Okay, so welcome everyone from around the world. Very happy, delighted to be here with all of you. And for those of you who do not know me, I'm Francisco Quintero. I'm one of Master Sha's leading teachers globally, but also here at Master Sha's Tao Center in Toronto. I'm very happy, delighted all of you are here. For those of you here on Zoom, please go ahead and share in the chat. I would love to know who is here with us and what parts of the world. And also, for those of you on Facebook in the private group for the Tao Healing Hands, also say hello. So this event is about, how we receive messages from our shifus. I'm also going to introduce what is a shifu, why is it important to have a shifu, and talk about a special upcoming program that we have running here in Toronto in the month of November. So welcome Molina from Norway, Vanita from India, Colleen from Saskatoon, Daria from London, Helen from Australia, very early in the morning, okay? Thank you for getting up early. Lorraine from Manitoba, Rosemary from the Philippines. We have Christina from Peru. As you can see, everyone's around the world, so beautiful. Emily from Hawaii, and many more. Continue to share your love, go to the chat and tell us where you're from. I see some people also from Germany, Serena from California, Lana from Malaysia. Okay, we're truly a global organization worldwide. So let's first just take a moment to close our eyes and to connect to our hearts, to our souls, to connect to our spirit, connect to Tao Source, and to all of our spiritual fathers and mothers in heaven. So take a moment, close your eyes, and take a nice deep breath into your lower abdomen. And release. Relax the crown of your head, your neck, your shoulders. Relax your spinal column. Relax your abdomen all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And just feel beautiful light shining in your heart. Beautiful light just radiating from your heart center. And feel the presence of source love and light coming to you. And filling up your heart with love and light. Nice deep breath and release. And make a personal intention in your heart. What is it that you want to accomplish in your connection with your shifus, with your connection to your spiritual fathers and mothers, with Tao Source, with the saints in heaven? And express your gratitude. Nice deep breath. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Okay, everyone, you could open your eyes, move your body. So it's just a simple little connection there to get started. So I'm going to first start off by sharing a personal experience of my personal growth development and me connecting with my shifus. And in that process, I'm going to share what a shifu is, why it's important. I'm going to give a really big blessing at the end so that we connect deeper to heaven. So many of you, some of you know that I met Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha about 20 years ago. And at that time, I was suffering from high blood pressure. I was in my late 20s. And I just remember, I'm originally from California. I live here now in Toronto. But I remember just taking a bike ride. I got on my bike and I took a bike ride. And then I was going through the redwood forest, through like a mountain range. And then there was a coffee shop along the road and I stopped. And when I went there, I had my coffee and I looked up and I saw a flyer and it said Patricia Smith Qigong for Healing. And it had all the benefits of doing Qigong. So I said, oh, maybe this is for me. I was looking for a way to heal myself without taking medication because I saw my mom suffer also from high blood pressure and the medication was not doing her very well. So I tried the class and Patricia taught me Qigong, which was wonderful. I got to relax, but it didn't heal myself. But then she started to come very excited to class. Every time she was all like, oh, I met a teacher and I'm going to show you guys how to do these practices. This teacher is very special and he's from China. So I was very open. I was brought up Catholic. My parents are from Mexico. So, but I was born and raised in California. And she started to teach me these practices where we were moving energy through our body and we had special hand positions. And in the beginning, I didn't really feel much, to be honest. So I started, but I was trusting. I wanted to, see if this worked. I was a bit not skeptical, but I wasn't sure if, I was open to try something new. But 3 months later, I started to feel something in my body. I started to feel more energy. About 6 months later, I noticed my blood pressure dropping. 1 year later, I transformed my blood pressure to normal. So I was like, wow, who's Master Sha? Why does these techniques work for me? So in December 2001, I met him at a bookstore. And I was like, wow, who is this person? It's like his field was so like big. His love was just like so special. And I just felt good. So I signed up right away to a class and I started to learn self-healing techniques. And then he also taught something called soul language and how to translate soul language. And that one really was like, wow, this is fascinating. So I started to learn soul language translation. Soul language is the language of the soul. It's like light language, universal language. And I went there for healing, but what happened was I started to open my spiritual channels in a very, very special way. I started to hear the messages of divine, Tao source from the saints. So after about a year of doing soul language translation, Master Sha, so now I met him late 2001. In about 2003, he started to do something called the Shi Fu Training program. I was like, what is this? But by then I was just fascinated with everything that he does. And I remember Master Sha giving a teaching on what a shifu is and its significance. And he said, not everyone has a shifu. In fact, most people do not have a shifu. It's different than just praying to saints or Buddhas. It's different than just saying, I have a spiritual guide. A shifu is very different. And Richie has posted the spelling of shifu for those of you who want to get the correct spelling, and that's in Mandarin. I'll give a deeper teaching on that in just a moment. So I remember Master Sha doing this spiritual calling. He helped to bless us and to unblock many different blockages in our ability to have a shifu. And I remember just Master Sha giving this very unique blessing where he was chanting the names of many saints and many Buddhas. This was at the Land of Medicine Buddha in SoCal, California. And I felt like the presence of many saints coming from heaven, Buddhas and angels and all these saints from all different traditions. And I felt they're all coming here and they were observing all the students. And that was a very unique experience because I felt these saints almost like inspecting me. Like, oh, like it's like they were inspecting my heart, inspecting my mind. They were trying to see, is Francisco ready to have a shifu? So that was a very unique experience. So what is a shifu? A shifu is a dedicated spiritual father or mother in heaven. Okay, now here's the key word, a dedicated. The word dedicated is very important here because all of us have the ability to communicate with saints, angels, and Buddhas. Every single person can do that. Every single person can ask for blessings from saints. Okay? That does not mean that the saint, angel, or Buddha is your shifu. It's more of a soul power technique. Dear Mother Mary, dear Kuan Yin, can you offer me a healing blessing? Everyone can do that. And we can receive great benefits from that. So what is the difference with the shifu? It means the shifu is giving his or her life to you, to serve you. The shifu number one goal is to help you to reach a higher level of enlightenment. So the shifu dedicates their love, their light, dedicates their entire being to help you reach your highest potential in your enlightenment journey. That's its number one task. So it is like having a teacher that gives you everything. Now, many people say, oh, I have a spirit guide. I feel connected to this saint. That doesn't mean that the saint is still your shifu. Many saints can help us in our enlightenment journey, but the shifu has taken that extra commitment to be your dedicated servant. They are serving you. So let me give you an example of myself. In the physical world, Dr. and Master Jigong Sha is my physical shifu. Okay? He dedicates his life to making sure that I am growing in my spiritual journey. So he's my physical shifu. Now, just like Master Sha, there are many students around the world that know Master Sha, thousands. But the relationship between me and my teacher is very special. It's very unique. He devotes his time, his personal effort to train me, to guide me, to bless me, to uplift me. That's why the word dedicated there is important. Not all teachers, not all saints in heaven make that dedication to us. So that relationship is what a shifu is. It's that very special bond between the teacher and the disciple or the student. That relationship is one of the most, in fact, I would probably say is one of the most, or is the most important relationship if you want to grow in your spiritual journey. So that's an example in the physical world what a shifu is. So many of you know Dr. and Master Jigong Sha, and many of you also know me, but I wanted to share that story for anyone who maybe this is your first time with us. So now, to grow in the spiritual journey, you need both a physical teacher and a spiritual teacher. And that's the shifu. The shifu is your teacher in heaven that is guiding you, blessing you, teaching you, holding your hand in your spiritual journey. That's important because as you grow in your enlightenment journey, it's easy to fall. It's easy to get lost. So the shifu is like holding you. I'm going to hold you step by step. And if you fall, I'm going to pick you up. That is the dedication of the shifu. It's a very special relationship that you have with the shifu. And when you receive a shifu, it's like having this for the rest of your life, for the rest of your soul journey. So whenever you are in your spiritual journey, your enlightenment journey, they will be there blessing you, nourishing you, holding you, and much, much more. So that is a very unique thing to have in your spiritual journey and in your physical journey as well, because the shifu is guiding both your physical life and your spiritual life. And you need both, okay? You need a physical teacher, just like myself, use myself as an example. I still need my teacher to guide me, to correct me at times when, if he sees impurities or if he sees certain actions or behaviors, like, oh, Francisco, the other day he even caught me having a wrong thought. Yes, my teacher knew I had a wrong thought. He called me up and said, are you okay? And then I was like, oh no. When my teacher calls that, I know he knows that I had a wrong thought or that I had some issue that I was working through. And he knew it, he knew it without even speaking to me. He knew that there was something that needed to be transformed. And then my Master Sha said to me, connect with your shifu, ask him to meditate with your shifu. Ask your shifu to transform the blockage you are having. Ask your shifu to transform your mind, your heart, and meditate there. Chant your soul language. That's what he said to me just the other day, actually. He said, connect with your shifu, chant your soul language, and it will transform the blockage. That way you can have the peaceful, quiet heart so that you could grow further in your spiritual journey. So it was an example of that I needed both. I needed my physical teacher to find what needed to be transformed, and I needed my spiritual teacher in heaven to assist me with the blessings because they carry greater light, love, and then they help me to transform the blockage so that I can grow further, okay? So that's why you need both, physical shifu, spiritual shifu. That's where the shifu becomes very, very important, especially for those of you who are very serious about your spiritual journey, your enlightenment journey, is that they play a major role in that. even though I received my shifu back in about 2003, to this day, I still need to connect to that shifu to guide me and to assist me in my growth and development. Because these saints, Kuan Yin, Amitofu, Jesus, Mother Mary, Krishna, Ganesha, whatever spiritual tradition, all these saints, angels, and Buddhas, all these enlightened masters, they have a higher frequency vibration than we do. They have higher purity. They have reached very special conditions in heaven that can bless us, guide us, and transform us. So that's how unique the Shifu is and how important a Shifu is in your spiritual journey. Now, going back to 2003. So Master Sha's doing this spiritual blessing. I feel like, wow, this is so amazing. And we had to apply to be a Shifu. It wasn't something that, oh yeah, I want to join this course. I want to, know how to communicate with my Shifus. We had to apply. We had to check our readiness. Are you ready to receive a Shifu? Now, here's the interesting thing about a Shifu. You don't pick them. They pick you, okay? Yes, you don't pick them, they pick you. In the imagine that Master Sha, many of you are students of Master Sha, some of you are not, but imagine maybe Master Sha's soul picked you. Also very beautiful at the same time that his soul has found you. It's like the teaching, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So these saints, they don't pick you. You don't get to say, oh, I would love Jesus to be my Shifu, or oh, I would love Kuan Yin to be my Shifu. Okay? They pick you. How do they pick you and why do they pick you? If you are ready, what happens is they check many different things. They can be, I'm just giving you some examples. They could be checking purity. They can be checking your gifts, what are your strengths, but also what are your weaknesses. These Shifus can pick you based on what abilities you need to develop. They can pick you based upon what is your heaven's task. By heaven's task, I mean, why are you here on Mother Earth? What are your spiritual tasks for you to accomplish here on Mother Earth? So they can pick you for a wide range of different reasons. Now, many people, you have a special, like, oh, I love to pray to Kuan Yin, or I love to pray to Jesus or Mother Mary, or I love to pray to Ganesha. That doesn't mean that they're your Shifu. It just means that you love to have that, you could have a special connection with them, but it doesn't mean that they're your Shifu. Is that these saints, they look for you and they find you. Now, going back to that moment, okay, when I received my Shifu, so I applied and I was approved. I was very excited. Many people were very excited. And I remember going into, in those days, Master Sha had much smaller events. It could be maybe like 100 people. Now it's gonna be very big, 500,000 people more. So I had the great honor to study with Master Sha in his early days. So I go in privately with Master Sha into a private room, and he was sitting like in lotus position, and I honored Master Sha, and I just sat down, and he asked me to close my eyes. He didn't really talk to me much. He just said, close your eyes. And I was just there for about 5 minutes. And again, I'm Catholic. I was born, raised Catholic. And then Master Sha asked me, open your eyes. And he said, you have 4 shifus. And normally you only have 1. Okay, so he said you have 4 shifus. And then he gave me their names. 2 of them were Buddhas, and 2 of them were from the Taoist realm. So I don't know at that point, I didn't know anything about Buddhism. I didn't know anything about Taoism. But again, I was very open. So the Buddhas that came to be my shifus were the medicine Buddha. In Mandarin, Master Sha gave me the name in Mandarin. It's Yao Shifu. And the wisdom Buddha. In Mandarin, it's Wen Jufu. The Tao saints were, one of them is known as Puti Lao Tzu, who is an immortal. And the second one was another Tao saint called Tao Te Tianzhen. So in the Taoist realm, there are 3 Tao saints that form like the Trinity in Taoism. Like in Buddhism, it's Amitofu, Kuan Yin, Dashi Busa. In the Taoist realm, it's Yuanqi Tianzhen, Lingbao Tianzhen, Tao Te Tianzhen. So they form Trinity. So, and I received these 4 shifus. And our task, our assignment was to communicate with our shifus on a daily basis and to record in a journal our soul communication, our messages that we receive. So as part of the Shi Fu training, there is, you already do need to have the ability to do some level of soul language translation, or what we call direct soul communication. You don't need to be very fluent in that, but you need a little basic level of that to be able to communicate with the Shifu. So I'm going to share my experience of doing that. So by then I already knew how to do soul language translation. My spiritual channels were already open, so I started to receive messages. I'll share the story of, I remember one of them, it was the medicine Buddha. He gave me, every day I would record in my journal the messages I would receive. And then I remember one day, the medicine Buddha gave me a message. He said, chant my name for 30 days. Nothing else. So I did that. Day 1, at that point, I was still learning. This was still all new to me, but I was enjoying the classes, but I was still a little bit skeptical. And even with like my third eye, is it really third eye, or is it just imagining things? So I remember I would practice late at night, 11 p.m. at night. Very beautiful time to practice in connecting with your shifus. So at nighttime is the best to communicate with your shifus. Or you can do it in the morning. There is no time, but at night, there's a special yin energy that's very powerful for connecting with your shifus. So I would first do a practice for building my lower dantian, which is a foundation energy center in the lower abdomen. And afterwards, I would chant. Because Medicine Buddha said, chant my name for 30 days. I would chant, Medicine Buddha, Medicine Buddha, Yao Shifu, Yao Shifu. Sometimes I would vary it. And after a few days, nothing really happened, but I started to see like flashes of light. And then I could see the flash of light. It's like, wow, there is actually something happening with my third eye. I could see a flash of light coming to my lower abdomen. So I thought that was something very fascinating. Day number 10, kind of the same thing. Day 15, the same. Day 25, the same. But it was on day number 30 that something very unique happened and profound. As I was doing that, I started to smell, the spiritual channels. There's a lot of spiritual channels. The spiritual channels to hear messages from the divine Tao source, from the saints, the ability to see the spiritual images in the soul world. Well, that day I started to smell flowers from heaven. And I started to smell this very intense scent of flowers. And I was literally like, where is this coming from? I wanted to know where in the room it was coming from, because my room in my late 20s did not smell like flowers. I was like, how could this be? Like, where is this smell coming from? And then I paused and I said, oh, wait a minute. I remember these students would talk at Master Sha's retreats, and they would talk about smelling flowers. And they often would say, every time I smell flowers, it means heaven is here. The saints are here. It's like, oh, the medicine Buddha is here. When I had that aha moment, that is when I saw with my third eye, but I also saw physically with my eye. I had my eyes open at that point, and I saw a big light ball about this big in my room and a faint image of the Buddha inside. And this light just beamed into my heart center. And I just remember being like this for like a minute or two. And it was like we were connecting heart to heart, and there was a big funnel of light. In that moment, I know the medicine Buddha, without a doubt, was opening my heart center, opening my spiritual channels, and blessing me. It lasted for about a minute or two, and then he left. Okay, so that was just a very profound moment. So what I can say is that having a shifu opened my spiritual channels in a much more powerful way. So that was one example. Later, in my spiritual journey, I received so those were my first 4 shifus. A few years later, I saw one question is, do other shifus come to you later in your spiritual journey? Yes. So those were my first 4. Later in my spiritual journey, as I was growing and developing, I received another shifu. This one was, some of these saints, they don't really have names. So all I know is it was a disciple of Amitofu, the Buddha Amitofu. And I remember Master Sha made the alignment, the connection to this shifu with me. So he gave a special blessing to connect me to this saint. And I remember going home that night. It was late at night, and I got home and I went to bed, and I heard a voice. And the voice said, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I never heard a voice that strong. And my response was, "What do you mean what I'm doing? I'm going to bed." And then the voice kept saying, "What are you doing?" "I'm going to bed." "What are you doing?" "I'm going to bed." And then the shifu said, "I don't sleep." I was like, "No, I got a shifu that doesn't sleep." This is not, I was like, "No, how could this be?" I love sleep. I love to sleep. I was like, how could this be that I get a shifu that doesn't sleep? So this shifu, so the first 4 shifus taught me how to open my spiritual channels. They helped me to pass what we call spiritual testing. So whenever I was struggling, I would ask them, "Dear my shifu, how can I pass my spiritual test?" So that's another key. Some of you already have shifus. Another key is asking questions. How can I pass my spiritual testing? So this shifu that I got, you're gonna mute the line if you, okay, thank you. That was a baby crying. Okay, so this shifu, I was like the baby right now. I was like, no, exactly like the baby. That's a message. I was just like the baby, like, no. So yeah, so I was exactly like that. I was like a little baby, and the shifu's basically that shifu. He was teaching me discipline. Okay, discipline in spiritual practice, discipline in making sure I did all my spiritual practices for transforming my light body, developing my light body, teaching. So this shifu started to, by then my spiritual channels were much more open. So what is very unique about the shifu is that they start to share with you soul secrets, wisdom, knowledge that you do not find in books. Just like Master Sha in the physical world, sometimes he teaches to the public. So there is the public teaching. Then there is like a more advanced teaching to his more dedicated students, like Tao Healing Hands. Then there's other teachings to even more dedicated students who, for example, have taken his more advanced trainings. Then there's even more advanced teachings if you have the honor to receive like his private teachings. A shifu starts to share with you some of those very deep soul secrets, wisdom, practices that they have learned. And you cannot find that in a book. So at that point, this shifu from the disciple Amitofu started to train me on how to receive these higher level pearls of wisdom. You could ask questions about healing, life transformation, spiritual growth, development. Imagine, look at the power and abilities of many of these saints. Think of Jesus and his healing powers. How did he do that? What are the soul secrets behind that? Kuan Yin also had amazing stories. How did she develop her compassion? How does she develop abilities? You hear all these amazing stories of saints that would have these special abilities, even levitation or doing all these like amazing things. These are the soul secrets that they only share to to disciples. So when you have a shifu, in sense, it's like having a teacher, being a disciple to one of these teachers, saints in heaven. So they give you higher level wisdom. So that's what started to happen, is that this shifu was teaching me discipline, but to strengthen my body, to build the foundation in a very strong way. When that happened, I started to grow. My soul enlightenment journey now started to develop to a whole new level. My consciousness, my heart, everything started to develop in a very, very powerful way. So the journey didn't stop there. The journey just continues. A few years after that, then Jesus actually came to me and was one of my shifus. That one was very special and very different. At that time, so I met Master Sha December 2001. Jesus came to me about 2007 as my shifu, and I moved to Boulder, Colorado in 2008. So I went from California to Boulder, Colorado to lead one of Master Sha's Tao centers there at that time. And I remember that every time I was teaching, many students and people would say, oh, Jesus is here. So your shifus are with you. Whenever you're teaching, whenever you're healing, many of you are Tao Healing Hands practitioners. When you're using your Tao Healing Hands, it's not just the Tao Healing Hands. It's the Tao Healing Hands plus your shifus. It's your heavens team joining you. So that, it was very special because many people started to say these things. And I remember a few times when I was using my Tao Healing Hands, and at that time, I was also, Master Sha had authorized me to offer, at that time, crown chakra blessings. And I remember when I would put my hands over people, it was not just Francisco's hand. I felt the hand of Jesus, like, wow, like it's actually Jesus's hand is there. Not just my hand, but Jesus's hand. So that's the kind of special relationship that the Shifu has when you receive one. Later in my journey, Master Sha gave me more advanced teachings of something a little bit different, but it's very similar to a Shifu, but the concept is the same. Nowadays, I communicate with one of my Shifus named Puti Laozi, who is a Tao immortal. So I always feel his presence with me, his love, his light. And I shared with you earlier, you know, Master Sha said, connect with Puti Laozi, ask him to bless you, to transform the blockages. So that's now the Shifu that I connect with the most. But all this team of saints, Medicine Buddha, Wenjufo, the Wisdom Buddha, Dao De Tianzhen, the Dao Saint, very good for, he transforms a lot of finances in life. Puti Laozi knows a lot of soul secrets about going into the emptiness condition, also gaining special abilities. Jesus with the healing power. All these saints together form the heavens team. So that's an example for myself. And they are with me at all times. And I honor and appreciate them at all times. So the relationship, even though I've still focused now more on Puti Laozi, the relationship is still there with all of them. So that is very, very special to have because they will continue to guide me, to support me, and bless me. So here are some examples of how some of you already have Shifus, but this, what I'm going to share now, you could apply to even any saint, angel, Buddha. You can ask your Shifus or spirit guides or spiritual fathers and mothers, you know, how do you pass spiritual testing? What practices can you do to help you to pass spiritual testing? So you do need to have the ability to do soul communication. So it's very simple. Dear Kuan Yin, you know, how can what do I have to do to help purify my heart? What are the most important practices to transform my mind? What are the most important practices to remove the negativity in my mind? I'm just giving you some examples. Or relationships. Some of you may be tested around relationships, family relationships, partner relationships. How do you heal and transform these relationships? You know, I know someone struggling with their children. They have teenage sons and daughters, and they're getting irritated, you know, like, and he's trying to keep that peaceful, quiet heart. But like, how do you do this when your children are, you know, they're teenagers and they're doing this and they're doing that and they're rebelling and they don't want to do their work? I can't do it. I need help. The shifu can also guide you. Of course, you could follow normal parenting skills, but then the shifu can guide you from the spiritual world how you can help the children. You can ask guidance from your shifu, spiritual fathers and mothers, how to transform a business. If you're struggling with the business, or if you're struggling with your service, or if you're struggling with like emotions, depression, sadness, what is the root cause of the depression? What can I do to ground my soul, heart, mind, and body? Those are all different ways that you can do that. In the spiritual growth and development, what are my tasks? What are my gifts and abilities to serve humanity? These are all different ways that you can communicate with your shifus. If you do not have a shifu, any saint, any Buddha, any angel. And they can guide you in those ways, okay? Very, very special. So I'm gonna pause there for a moment, and I'm gonna see if there's any questions around what a shifu is, how do you know, and any of the teachings you have heard me talk about with the shifu, feel free to ask at this time. We'll take a few minutes for that. And then I'm gonna do a very special blessing to connect to heaven in a minute, okay? So give me 1 second here. I'm gonna read a few comments here. Bhavana's giving her love and light. And Richie or the support team, if you could let me know if there's any questions on the Facebook, and you could post them here in the Zoom chat for me. Thank you. Okay, Veronica says, I love that Shifu, amazing. Such a great sharing tonight. Thank you, Veronica. Felix said, the field of the session is so powerful, very nourishing. Thank you, Francisco, for holding us and connecting us with our Shifus waiting to serve us more. It's very special. Thank you. So much healing's happening right now for all of us. And our team has posted the link there for the 10-day Shifu intensive training program. So you can start to click it and also to read what the program is about throughout this session. You can learn more. Magda said, wow, she's very happy, delighted. So Anu is asking, do Shifus change with your spiritual progress? Yes, they do. You know, as you grow, as you develop, you know, I mentioned I started with 4 and I started to receive other Shifus in my spiritual journey. So you do, it does change over time. But once the Shifu is like, has been like appointed to you, it's like a permanent appointment. Generally, unless you kind of do something very unpleasant or disrespectful to your shifus, normally they are with you basically for the rest of your soul journey and your physical life. Okay. Give me 1 second. Ina's asking, how do you know who is my shifu? So, as I mentioned, most people do not have a shifu. Normally, a spiritual blessing has to be done to clear blockages. And then a spiritual appointment normally has to be done. Like Master Sha gave spiritual blessings, spiritual appointments to assign those shifus to me. So he has higher level spiritual authorities. And then once the teacher, like Master Sha, delivers the shifu to you, they carry like responsibility to guide you. How do you work with the shifu? So what for Ina, and for everyone, The only way that I will share with you who your shifu is are for students who join the Shi Fu Training program, which we will do a blessing to clear any blockages to help you to be approved. And then when you join the program, you will receive, I will connect with Tao Source, connect with these saints, and give you the message of who your official shifu is. And then I will guide you through those 10 days, how you work with your shifu. Okay, so I see a few questions on that about people wanting to find out who their shifu is, okay? Now, Brianna, she's in the Tao Source Communicator Program, which is a program through Master Sha's Tao Academy Education. Opening your spiritual channels does not mean you have a shifu. It just means you have the ability to do soul communication. So a shifu, again, it's a special relationship between you and one of these saints, okay? So that is different, Brianna, than being able to simply do soul communication. Knowing how to do soul communication will help you in working with your shifu so that you receive the proper guidance and more. Jody's asking, do you always have to ask them or evoke them for help? Or are they always around you? My personal experience is the shifus are in your field, but not always next to you, okay? So sometimes you do have to pray to them, make a special connection with them to help you with that. But in the Shifu training program, you are going to learn how do you work with your shifu, all the different kinds of questions to ask your shifu, but you're also going to learn how do you honor your shifu. So there are certain things that you do to show your honor and appreciation to the shifu. Okay, so you will learn that in the Shifu training program. Heike said, I worked with some holy beings before Master Sha and not sure if they're my shifus. Okay. Heike, it's possible if you have worked in the past before with other holy beings that they could be your shifu. Not necessarily though, like I said earlier before. Even though we communicate with saints, pray to saints, that doesn't mean that there are shifus. Okay, so it's that extra special next layer in their commitments. Karina is saying that her heart is opening much more. Wonderful. So I see several questions that are very similar about shifu, that you have a special connection with the saint. And again, a special connection with the saint doesn't necessarily mean if you have a shifu, okay? And the only way that I personally will release any information regarding someone's shifu is through the Shifu training program. Vanita says, I can feel cold suddenly. This happens in retreats as well. It's the field, Vanita. Sometimes the field may either some people get hot or maybe your heart opens. For you, the energy is more on the cooler side. That's perfect. Helen's asking, there's some time zone issue. I'm here in Australia. This is an amazing gift to receive, being able to return to the soul home and work in the soul level now. So for those of you who are in different time zones, maybe it's not the best time zone that the class will be offered. It will all be recorded, Helen. So if you're not available to join us live, you will have access to all of the recordings, okay? For those of you in different time zones, okay? Okay, so just a few more questions and then we're gonna do a very special blessing, okay? So Anu's asking, my soul language is out, but my translation is not developed yet. Am I eligible for the Shifu program? Here's what I would say, Anu. It is best if you already know how to translate soul language, or you already know how to do direct soul communication. Some of you, maybe this is your first time joining, maybe this is the first time meeting us, but you already have your spiritual channels open and you already have your own personal way of receiving messages from the saints. that also can work. But if you struggle with that, you could possibly, we are going to provide a little bit of support to help you with the translation or the communication, but the course is not really designed to teach that ability, okay? Think of it like the prerequisite. If you want to get the most out of the course and the training, because I personally have found students who receive shifus, but they don't know how to do soul communication, sometimes get disappointed and they don't receive the benefits. So I don't want, I want you to get the most out of the program. So I would like everybody who does join to have that ability. If you feel like you're close, but you could maybe just use a little boost from one of our assistants, I will assign one of my assistants to help you through that process. Okay, Anu? Okay. Now, some people already have a shifu, and there's two applications. One is for people who've never had a shifu. That would be like if you're applying as a new participant. And then for those of you who already taken what I mean by you already have a shifu, you've already taken a shifu training program by one of Master Sha's Tao healing centers from around the world. And then you could join as a repeater because you want to strengthen your relationship with your shifu. And you will also receive a new shifu if you are approved. Okay, not a great question. Okay, I think I covered all of the questions for now. So here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to be connecting with Tao Source, connecting with many, many saints in heaven, calling them all here. And they're going to all be like observing you, blessing you, checking your readiness. Are you ready to be a shifu? So that when you go apply, that everyone's approved. Helen's asking, by applying, does it mean that you're accepted to the training? No, Helen. By applying means that you're asking me to do a spiritual check, whether you are ready to receive a shifu. Okay, if you are approved, it means you're ready to receive a shifu. If you're not approved, it means, please, it doesn't mean that you won't be approved in the future, but it just means wait at this time, okay? Okay, thank you, Alan. So close your eyes, everyone. And for everybody who's watching the replay of this recording, also close your eyes in this moment, okay? And relax. Close your eyes, bring your mind, your awareness to your lower abdomen. Relax the crown of your head. Relax your neck, your shoulders. Relax your spinal column, your hips, legs, and totally open your heart and soul. So dear Tao Source, dear all the saints, angels, Buddhas, ascended masters, gurus, lamas, all saints from all traditions, we love you, we honor you, we appreciate you. Please bless us to prepare our soul, heart, mind, and body to receive a shifu. Help us to be approved. We cannot thank you enough. We are so honored and appreciative, and we thank you from our hearts and souls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. So just close your eyes and receive. This is a big blessing, not only to prepare you to have a shifu, but it's a blessing for your heart, for your spiritual journey, and more. And I will be chanting at this time the names of many saints, and they will come down from heaven to observe you, to bless you. 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无文殊佛，南无文殊佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛。All the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, to please come to bless us. We cannot thank you enough. Yuan Qi Tian Zhen, Yuan Qi Tian Zhen, Yuan Qi Tian Zhen, Yuan Qi Tian Zhen, Ling Bao Tian Zhen, Ling Bao Tian Zhen, Ling Bao Tian Zhen, Ling Bao Tian Zhen, Da Te Tian Zhen, Da Te Tian Zhen, Da Te Tian Zhen, Da Te Tian Zhen. Lao Tzu, Lao Tzu, Puti Lao Tzu, Puti Lao Tzu. We call all the Tao saints. Please come to bless us. We cannot thank you enough. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Mary, 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 Mary. We call all the holy saints. Please come to bless us. Thank you from our hearts and souls. Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, all the archangels, all the archangels, all the healing angels, all the healing angels, Krishna, 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 Ganesh, Ganesh, Hanuman, 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 Kali, Kali, Mother Durga, Mother Durga. All the Hindu saints bless us. Guru Nanak, Guru Nanak, the Sikhs, prophet, saint. Guru Nanak, Guru Nanak, all the saints from Islam, from the Sufi tradition, all gurus, lamas, kahunas, the Hawaiian saints, please bless us. The divine Tao source, God's light, 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 Tao, 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 Tao. All the saints are blessing us. We'll now do a 5-minute meditation with the field of all these saints. Just close your eyes and receive the nourishment from all these saints, angels, and Buddhas. Close your eyes, and for about 5 minutes, we're going to listen to some music. Let us begin. deep breath into your lower abdomen. And notice how you feel in your heart, your mind, your body. And give thanks. Give thanks to Tao Source, the Divine, to all the saints, angels, Buddhas. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. How. Okay, you can open your eyes when you're ready. Okay, very special energy. Okay. You could go to the chat, everyone, and post. Okay, love to know your experience of that. Okay. Very beautiful. Right there at the end, I felt the presence myself. There at the end of the blessing, I felt I felt the presence of my teacher, Master Sha, actually. I was like, wow, very special energy. Okay. So see, beautiful, enjoyed all of them. Ina, wow, I was in another world. Mina, thank you. Powerful presence of holy beings. Mahalo, so happy to be here. It brings me tears of joy, tears of gratitude. So Anu has a question. She would like to know, she wants to take the program, but she wants to learn more about how to translate. So what we're gonna do, a lot of people are in a similar situation, is that I'm gonna ask my teacher assistants to have little support classes on soul language translation for those of you who joined the Shi Fu training program. So that was not part of the original plan, but I've noticed that there's a lot of people in that situation. So we'll find a way to support you with that. Tears of gratitude, Haika. Padmini, very peaceful. My crown chakra was buzzing. Brianna, I felt like I let go of numerous attachments and mind blockages. Wow. Karina, wow. So beautiful, powerful, very calming, feel very blessed. Felix, very magical experience. Nina, that was so soothing and relaxing. Okay, lots and lots of comments, okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, so D-Raj said, thank you for the special meditation and blessing session, feeling in a state of peace. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to transmit, I'm gonna offer someone a shifu right now today, okay? And I'm going to do the reading for them. And I've been scrolling through all the names, and the name that came that heaven wants me to transmit is Maddie Rice. So Maddie Rice, if you could come on camera. If our AV team could put Maddie Rice. Now, I know I saw that Maddie Rice actually had a book out. So you congratulate Maddie Rice, who's a published author with Vanessa's team. So he's gonna receive a shifu today. Okay, so Maddie, let's unmute Maddie. He could share his experience of the blessing right now. And Maddie, let me know if this is your first time, if you have a shifu or anything you would like to say before I do the special blessing.
Thanks, Master Francisco. This is a first. I mean, there's been other teachers in my life, but not necessarily like of this nature. The transmission was very peaceful. I feel elevated. There was like a bliss. There's lightness. I feel like some congestion in my ears a bit. Like there's like an energy up in there. Yeah, it was very, very peaceful.
Okay, wonderful. So close your eyes, Maddie. Everyone close your eyes. So I'm going to give a special blessing to appoint a shifu to Maddie. And then I'm going to do a spiritual reading to see which saint has come to Maddie to guide his spiritual journey. And maybe in the future, he'll write another book. Some of these saints, could give us the wisdom, the knowledge. Okay, so let's close our eyes. Totally relax. And everyone just focus on your lower abdomen and relax for a moment. Tao order to appoint a shifu to Maddie Rice. Transmission. Yo, 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 my, yo. Ya, yo, ya, no, ya, ma, ya, yo. Hamaya, na, yo, ya. Hey, Yamaya, yo. Amaya, lula, yo. Silently. Feel the soul of this saint. And I'm going to do soul communication. How? This is the soul of Shijamonifu, the historical Buddha. My dearest Maddie, I am your Shifu. The reason I have come to you is to help you to grow in your spiritual journey, to empower you to become a more powerful servant for humanity. Many positive changes are coming in your life, and my teachings, my wisdom, my light will guide you, my dear son. Communicate with me, and I will support you in opening your heart, allowing you to connect to higher level of wisdom that you will one day channel down further in your writing, but also in your life, in your service to humanity. You, my dear one, will be held by my soul, by my light and love, and know that I'm here to support you for everything. Call upon me, and I will nourish you, bless you. We have a special connection from past lives, and that is why I have come to you to guide you once more in this life. You are most loved and blessed, the soul of Shijamo Nifo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. How? Okay. How do you feel, Maddie?
I feel held.
Beautiful. Did you connect to the message?
I did. It resonated.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations. And the Shi Fu training program will be a gift for you. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Let's give Maddie a big hand. Congratulations. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Maddie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So give Maddie, everyone, again, big hand. Wow. You know, there was just so much. Actually, there was a lot of saints that were coming down for Maddie. I really felt a lot of saints wanting to help him in a very special way. Okay, lots of congratulations in the chat. Okay, so Richie, if you could make a note that this will be a gift for Maddie. Okay, I'm going to share now. Give me a second here. There is a link. If you go to the link, there is an application page there at the end. I'll just share my screen. So that's just how the screen looks like. It is a 10-day intensive training program. Those 10 days will look like the following. There will be one weekend in November where it will be like a weekend workshop, 4 hours per day. That's how we will start the Shi Fu training. I will lead that, but my colleagues Cher and Alan will also be assisting. And then Monday through Friday for that following week, you're going to do, I'm going to be joining you via Zoom, where I will guide you, teach you. The first 2 days you will get your Shi Fu. We'll do practices. And then the following week, for a whole week, you'll be getting a lot of practice with me to communicate with your Shi Fu. And then we'll end with another mini weekend workshop on one of the days. So you could look at the information there. So it's a total of 10 days. You do have to apply. You click the application link. And below that is just information about what the Shi Fu is, the power of joining the program, okay, a little bit about the program itself, and the dates and the times. So they're listed here, okay? So there is an introduction to the program for people who join on November 18th. And then the 21st, the mini workshop is 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then the daily practice calls with your Shi Fu, 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern time. Again, they're all recorded. And then there's the final weekend workshop on the 29th. So everything is recorded and available for replay for those of you who are in different time zones. And you could read more about the program. And the honor fees are also posted on this as well, if you would like to go into the details as well of that. Okay. Okay, very, very powerful. Lots of light. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Maddie feels the love and blessings. And just give me 1 second. Okay, so your applications will be processed right away. So when you submit your application, you can, if you do it today, but if you do it now, but you know, by the end of the day, you're going to get your application if you are approved. If you are a repeater, the repeater means you have joined another center around the world and you have taken the Shi Fu training program with one of our centers in the past. That's what qualifies you for the repeater. And then for those of you who do not, you're still struggling with your soul language translation, then we'll find some support for you as well for that. Okay. So I see Fiona has posted there the link for that. Helen said a fantastic way to start my day with such a blessing. Congratulations, Helen. Nina Kaiser, thank you, so beautiful, gives her love. Okay, Isho, thank you for the wisdom, love, and blessings. Ina, what a wonderful to start the weekend. Yes, beautiful way to. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Okay, lots of transformation taking place. So make sure you apply and we will process your applications as soon as possible. So have a beautiful rest of the day, everyone. And we look forward to seeing you all in the Shi Fu training program, okay? Okay, so thank you, everyone. Love you, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay, have a beautiful rest of the day.